Hello, hello, hello. This is Brandon, and welcome to another Sheena Easton album review. This one is her second album, You Could Have Been With Me, which was released in 1981. And I'm going to check this out. Now, if you've seen my last video, then you know that I gave the last one a 9 out of 10. It was excellent. I thought it was going to be but I ended up loving it. I've been listening to it ever since. So I'm hoping this one's just as good, if not better. So let's start with track 1, A Little Tenderness, right now. All right, track 1, A Little Tenderness. Wow, another great start to a great album. The beat was awesome. It was energetic. It was happy. And man, she got her high vocals going on at the end of that song. It was great. Loved it. So track 1, thumbs up. Let's go to track 2, You Could Have Been With Me, the title track of the album. Let's do this. All right, track 2, You Could Have Been With Me. It was an awesome love ballad. She was hitting some of those Mariah Carey notes. Mariah Carey was still like in grade school trying to sing like she did in the 90s. The only thing I was confused about, I'm going to have to go back and listen to the lyrics, because at one point she was talking about him being on a departure and then talking about a painted tiger. I wasn't sure what she was talking about then. So I'm going to have to go back and look at the lyrics next time I listen to it. But overall, the song was a great ballad. And I give it a thumbs up. So we're 2 for 2. Let's move on to the track 3, which is Just Another Broken Heart. I think she might be a little depressed on this album. So, track 3, Just Another Broken Heart. Not one of my favorites. You could tell we have hit 80s. Unlike the last album that had songs that had a little bit of 70s still in it. This one was, it reminded me of maybe a song that would play during an episode of The Partridge Family. And there was some sound effects in there. I don't know what that was, either a dolphin crying or something, but it was something weird. But, I mean, it was still a decent song, don't get me wrong. It wasn't a bad song. It just wasn't one of my favorites, but that's all right. Moving on to track 4 now, which is I'm Not Worth the Hurt. Man, she is just all kinds of depressed. It's real. Okay, full disclosure, had some technical difficulties with the filming yesterday. It cut off this review for this one song, so I'm just going to tell you, track 4, I'm Not Worth the Hurt. It's unfortunate it was this one that cut off because this is my absolute favorite song on this album, and it's one of my favorites that I've heard so far on either album. So that's my quick review of I'm Not Worth the Hurt. It's awesome. I love it, and it'll be one that I listen to on repeat for sure when I listen to Sheena Easton. So let's carry on to the next track. And now we're moving on to track 5, Savoir, Faire. Let's check this out and see exactly what this is.
Takes his chances to live, but does his will. He takes advice on exception with a self-assured style. He's got savoir faire, oh yeah.
Okay, so track 5, Savoir, Faire. This is my least favorite Sheena Easton track I've heard so far from either album. Whatever Savoir Faire is, he probably needs to go see a doctor and get checked. Probably some medication, because that was pretty bad. So, I mean, but you know what? Out of 5 so far, I've had one that I just didn't like. And technically, I guess out of 15 so far, there's one I didn't like. So, you know what? Still a good track record. Let's flip this over and go to track 6, A Letter from Joey. How you doing? All right, track 6, A Letter from Joey. This one was pretty great, especially after that dumpster fire of the last song, Savoir Faire. No, this one's good. I'm assuming this was a club banger when this album came out. I'm assuming there were any clubs or bangers. So, thumbs up for this one. Next song is track 7, Telephone Lines. I wonder if this song is dated.
Make an excuse from the telephone booth. Say sorry, but something's come up. Changing the makes sense, so don't even waste your
All right, track 7, Telephone Lines. Her vocals were great on this. I was confused for the first half because I thought she was just really upset with like the actual telephone lines he had in his house, or maybe the telephone company he was with. I didn't know she was really angry about it. But then I figured out, oh, it's the lines he's spouting to her on the phone. And when that kicked in, it's awesome. So yeah, I'm gonna say a thumbs up for that song. It was really good. So now we're gonna go to track 8, which is simply titled Johnny. All right. Track 8, Johnny. So, this is a weird one. Not exactly sure how I feel about it. It was okay. It wasn't great. It was fine. It was still better than Savoir Faire. We're going to move to track 9, Trouble in the Shadows. Let's see what's up. All right. Whew. Track 9, Trouble in the Shadows. That was fun. That was catchy. Harmonies were good. So yeah, that was a thumbs up. So the last track on here is When He Shines. And just to give a heads up and a shout out to whoever commented on my last video, said the UK version had an extra song on it from her first album, and it's called When He Shines. And I actually can't wait to hear this to see if it's as awesome as he says it is. So let's check it out. Track 10, last track on the album, When He Shines.
Here's a song that's not easy to write. Here's the moon in the morning and the sun out at night. But when he shines, when he shines, oh, when he shines, oh, when he shines, he shines so bright.
All right, track 10, When He Shines. That was a beautiful song. It was a nice love letter to whoever she was singing that to. I don't know if it was Joey or Johnny or any of these other people mentioned on the rest of this album, but regardless, beautiful song, especially when the percussion and everything kicked in. That's when it really turned up a notch for me. So, yeah, overall, the album was good. It wasn't as great as the first album. But, I mean, there were only, like, I guess one just song I did not like at all, and a couple of them that were okay. But overall, I'm going to give this album probably 7 out of 10. And it was still good, and I'll still listen to a lot of these songs on here. But couldn't give it any more than a 7 because my least favorite song I've heard from her so far, of course there's only been 2 albums, is on this album, so I got to count that against it. But overall, though, I can't wait to listen to the rest of them. I will be doing reviews on every single album she's put out, except the Greatest Hits one. I'm not going to mess with those. But the other 12, the 12 albums she's put out, I am there. So if you are all about joining me for the Sheena Easton album review tour, you know what to do. You know where to find me. Oh, and by the way, here's the ranking of the tracks on this album.
Oh,